Thank you for tuning in to Guitar Basics with me, your host, Jacob. I'm glad that you took this first step. You now are in possession of a bass guitar. But there's only one question. How do we use it? Well, in today's episode, we're going to be going over gear. We're going to be going over your amplifier, the bass guitar, your strap, your tuner, your picks, and of course, your cable. In today's episode, we're going to be going over all of the gear mentioned previously. We're going to be going over what to do with it, what not to do with it, how to store it, and of course, how to play it. But in order for us to play the gear, we have to get it set up. We're going to go ahead and start with the amplifier. I'd like to be the first to congratulate you on being the proprietor of the acoustic B15 bass amplifier, and what a beauty it is. Take a look at the front of the amplifier. What you're going to see is a number of knobs, an input, an aux, a headphone, and a power supply. The input is going to be where the jack goes for the cable. What's a jack, you might ask? Don't worry, we're going to get there. Next to that is your volume and your overdrive. The volume is going to be controlling how loud or how quiet the amplifier is, depending on your play style and what you're doing. Who's home? Do we want to disturb the neighbors? Probably not. Maybe your neighbors suck. Fuck your neighbors. Crank that bitch. Next to that volume knob, you're going to see an overdrive and an overdrive level. You'll notice there's a line connecting the two. That's because they connect. Congratulations. The overdrive is going to be what gives the bass guitar a little bit of grit. Most people will use an overdrive pedal for this. Not the acoustic B15. That bad boy is built in and ready to go. The overdrive level is how much of that grit you want. If you would like to really make your room rumble, you can crank it. If you turn it all the way up, it's going to sound like whenever you're walking by Launch 2 and Cheetah Hunt has just been dispatched. In the middle of those, you're going to have your on-off button. That's how we turn our overdrive on or off, depending on if we want a clean sound or a dirty sound. This is where a pedal might come in handy if you're playing a live show, or if you're just messing around trying to do some covers. With the foot pedal, you can turn your overdrive on and off with the click of a button, with your shoe or your bare toes. Maybe you'll even have socks on. We're going to go more in depth with all of these knobs once we plug in our bass guitar. Next to those, you're going to have your aux in and your headphone. The aux you can plug in and then plug into your cellular device. Probably not anymore, because Apple took the headphone jack away. Your headphone jack is if you would like to play your bass through the amplifier, but say it's rather late, or say you're disturbing your wife. You can plug in the headphone jack and all of the sound will be rerouted to your ears. There is no Bluetooth. Don't expect to use your AirPods. And the next to that is your power supply. To turn it on, you're going to flip the switch in the upright position, and to turn it off, you will flip it back down. If you look at the back side of the bass amplifier, you'll notice that it says that it is the perfect practice bass amp. That I can attest to. This 15-watt 1x10 amplifier is the perfect practice amp for you whenever you're just wanting to play around. Not too loud, but not too quiet. You get that grit, and you can turn it down whenever the neighbors are home. Or we can say, fuck your neighbors, as I do. Please do not fuck your neighbors. There could be kids in there. Your neighbors could be kids. That's not good. Please refrain from fucking your neighbors unless they are above the age of 18. That would be weird for you. But it's legal. My microphone is not plugged into anything. Now that you know what your acoustic bass amplifier is, and what the knobs do, now it's time to plug in. We want to make sure that the power knob is in the off position. Once the bass amplifier is in the off position, if not done so already, you're going to go to your power supply, located in the back of the cabinet. You will notice that there is a cord in a very convenient cubby. Take the cord out. This is your built-in power supply. You're going to notice a 2-prong power supply with a built-in ground. Plug that in to your closest outlet. I'm superstitious, so I don't like to plug the amps into any other outlet that has another plug already in it. But if you want to plug it into a power supply that is connected to every goddamn thing in your house, feel free to do so. Nothing bad will happen so long as you don't forget to turn it off whenever you're done playing. Now that your amp is powered off and plugged into the wall, let's get down to business. The bass guitar. Go ahead and reach for that case that I gave you earlier with the bass guitar, and inside you will find the following. Unzip the main compartment to remove the bass guitar. Now in the front pocket, you're going to remove the following. Your strap, your picks, your cable, your Velcro strap, and your tuner. These 5 components are going to be your best friend when playing any kind of guitar, whether it be bass, electric, or hell, even the skin flute. Now that everything is out, remember that stand? Go ahead and place your bass guitar on it, as so. Now that your bass guitar is on the stand, you have plenty of room to work with. And not only do you have room to work with, you have room to play with. Oh fuck. First, get your strap. You adjust the strap like so. Now, you're going to see a prong on the back side of the guitar and on the bottom side of the guitar. Connect the strap to each of these prongs. Once the strap is on the bass, you can now pick it up and put it around your neck. This is the most ideal time to find what strap length you like. Slide your plastic clip back and forth until you find one that's right for you. I personally like to play my guitar higher up. Maybe you like to play it a little further down. That's okay. You look stupid, but it's okay. That's what's comfortable for you, and that's what matters. Now, take your tuner. You're going to attach the tuner to the headstock of the bass guitar, like so. This part of the guitar is called the headstock. You're going to see a little gray button on the back side of the tuner. Press it. Now you're going to see a number of lights and terms every time you press the button. You want it to be on the bass setting. This way, you get the perfect tune. The tuning is as follows. The top string, the thickest, is going to be tuned to E. The middle string, the one below that, is going to be tuned to A. Below that is going to be tuned to D. And below that is going to be tuned to G. At this time, you may pause the video if need be, in order to get your guitar tuned. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. If at any point you need me to stop, stop me. In this case, I know that you were trying to tune the guitar. You've probably already paused the video. We don't need to pause the video. I'll wait for you. You're about ready to play, but we have a few more things to go over first. Let's move on to the cable. You'll notice that that Velcro piece that I told you about is currently wrapped around the cable. Please unwrap now. You're going to want to keep your Velcro right inside of that bass guitar's case compartment. That way you know where it is at all times. This is not an essential piece for the cable, but it is a very helpful one. Whenever you have this, you know that your cable is nice and tidy and put away whenever you need it to be. and it's just a pull away from getting it off and getting it out.
Oh, get me off.
You're going to take this end of the jack, the L jack, and place it into the bass guitar. Now, take the I end of the jack and place it into the bass amp. Please make sure that at this time your bass amp is still turned off. Wow, look at that. You're about ready to rock and roll. Now, go ahead and grab your pick. Now that you have your pick in hand, it's time to test it out. Let's see how it sounds. Right now, on the amplifier, the volume knob on the far left is in the 12 o'clock position. The overdrive, which is engaged, is also in the 12 o'clock. The overdrive level, I decided to place at the 3 o'clock position. I wanted to give it a little bit more grit. Our low is about the 2 o'clock position, but I think I might want to adjust that to 3. We have our mids at 12 o'clock, and we have our highs at 6.
I meant 9. The fucking highs are at 9, dumbass.
Now when it comes to picking, you might either use your fingers or a standard guitar pick. Personally, I like the guitar pick. I feel that the guitar pick is a little easier, and I also feel as if it gives it a little bit more gain. You get more power out of your sound. The way that I think about it, rock and roll uses guitar picks, and play that funky music white boy uses fingers. The first tone played will be with my fingers. The way that you use your fingers when playing is up to you. I tend to use the walking the dog method, as one might call it. But there are plenty other methods. You can slap the bass. You can walk the cat. You can lock your cat inside of your van. You shouldn't, but you can. The second tone played will be played with a pick. Using the pick is how I normally play. That's what we're going to be doing on the second one. Usually when I play the pick, I hold it in my fingers. Did you happen to catch that? Did you happen to catch when I got off time? I sure did. I'm sure you did too. And that's because I don't own a dog. As we mentioned before, there are other methods for playing with your fingers. Here are some.
Do you like that shit?
As promised, now we're going to show the picking method. Again, this is my preferred method. I recommend trying both to see what you like the best. When using the picking method, it's important that you hold the pick comfortably. My preferred way is to hold it just like this, between my index finger and my thumb. And when I hit the string, I go directly on the top, not from the side. You get a little less feedback when you hit it directly on. But feedback can be fun. Try it out. We can go more in depth with how to pick and what to play in person. Once you've decided you've had enough practice for the day, you're going to go ahead and turn your bass amp off. What you do with your picks and your cable is up to you. Typically, once I turn my bass amp off, I like to go ahead and leave my guitar on the stand. Typically, cable still plugged into both the guitar and the amplifier. Leaving the cable plugged in is not going to hurt. And remember, you know where your Velcro strap is for your cable if you ever need it, right? Very good. It is in the front of your bag. If you heard that popping noise, that is the sound of your amp turning off after a hard day's work. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, and I'll get back to you at my earliest convenience. And as a final note, I know you may be asking yourself, why would I not put my guitar back in the case? The case is what the guitar is meant to go in. Well, I'm glad that's exactly what you were thinking. It is common amongst guitar players to keep their guitars out. It's a psychological thing. You see, if your guitar is out and open, you're more likely to play it. But if it's shoved in a case, put to the side, well, you're not going to want to play that very often. You're not even going to be thinking about it. You can't see it. Where is it? Oh! Now you have to unzip the case. You have to pull the guitar back out. You have to plug it back in. Leave it out of the case, and you never have to do that again. So you want to think of your guitar case as your work uniform. You see, keep your guitar out. This is you. Nice. Not a lot of it going on up top, but smooth. You're not going to wear your uniform all the time, are you? No. You're only going to use it when you go to work. When you're traveling to go to a show, traveling to your friend's house to play the bass guitar. That's when you want to put it inside of its case. Otherwise, why would you be wearing your uniform all the time? You're not at work all the time. I'm not at work all the time.
Fuck work, gang. What the fuck I'm talking about, boy?
I hope this was informative for you. Please let me know if you have any questions. On the next episode, we're going to be covering the pentatonic scale and how to play the bass guitar. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned.
I need some bitch,